Welcome to Quantum Finance. My name is Parker, the head trader here, and this is our weekly recap for July 14th. So in this video, we'll just do a general market recap, then we'll go over some news from this week, and then we'll look at our economic calendar coming up for next week. So starting here on the S&P 500, looking here at the SPY, which is the ETF here for the S&P 500. As you can see, nice big green week this week, really pushing through that upper extreme, breaking above these highs from last month. Poking through these highs back here from last April, and it looks like it wants to come in for a retest, and maybe these previous highs back here from last March. Looking at the S&P 500 ETF here, as you can see, currently sitting only about 6.5% away from all-time highs. But if you do look here at the daily chart, as you can see, opening up here on Monday with a nice green candle, Tuesday nice green candle, and then a big gap up, gapping up above these highs here set from last month on the CPI data that came out with inflation coming in lower than expected. Then you can see that nice move to the upside, but we did get a slight red day here today, getting a pullback as it was pretty extended to the upside. Turning to the debt market, we can look here at the 10-year yield. If you remember last week, we did get this big breakout here. If you look at the weekly chart, we did get a big breakout to the upside, squeezing up through this downtrend line, pushing up into that upper extreme and going in for a retest of these previous highs back here from last February. As you can see this week, getting a big rejection candle off those previous highs from last February, and pulling back down here into that trend line. This could be a potential retest of the trend line, or this could just be a failed breakout. If you do look here at the daily chart, as you can see, just starting on Monday, we just had selling all day today. But we did have a slight green day today coming in off this price action here from the middle of June. Looking at the dollar, as you can see, big red week here in the dollar, massive sell-off in the dollar, breaking down through that $100 level. Remember last week's video, I did say it looked like it wanted to roll, and if you can see, we did get a massive roll over here, squeezing down through these previous lows back here from April and pushing down through that lower extreme, breaking below that 100 level, currently sitting here at 99.9. If you remember last week's video on Friday, we did get that breakdown of that trend, and then as you can see, just continuing that sell-off here in that downtrend all week this week. Turning to cryptocurrencies, we have Bitcoin. As you can see, we do have currently a slight red week here in Bitcoin with a large wick to the upside, wicking off that upper extreme. If you do look at the daily chart, it's pretty crazy action, to be honest. We did get a squeeze to the upside yesterday, squeezing up and out of this upper extreme and breaking these highs back here from the last couple of weeks. But if you do look today, we did get a massive bearish engulfing candle, big rejection here off this breakout attempt. As you see, pulling back down here into that midline. It did try to break out yesterday when XRP did break out, but as you can see, a massive rejection candle today. Turning to XRP, the XRP lawsuit did end. I did post a video on that, and the XRP was deemed not a security. I definitely should go check out that video. But as you see, yesterday was that big breakout candle, with the candle being up 73% on the day. If you see, we did get a pullback today, opening up here at about 82 cents and hitting a low so far of 66 cents. If you did watch that video, I did say we could potentially pull back to maybe this 55-cent level if you look over here at the weekly chart. This 55 cent, maybe this 58 cent level. You know, this chart is going to be extremely volatile over the next couple weeks due to the ruling on this lawsuit. Turning to commodities, we see oil. Nice green week here in oil. Oil does look like it wants to get a trend reversal to the upside here. As you can see, breaking above this midline. Looking down here at our daily chart, as you can see, getting that trend reversal last week. And then on Monday, and throughout this week, getting a nice push up, breaking above these previous highs set back here from the beginning of June. If you do look today, we did get a big red day today. Coming in for, it looks like a retest of these previous highs. But oil does look like it's getting a trend reversal here. Turning to gold, big green week here in gold as well. As you can see, this did look like a bottoming candle we talked about in last week's video. As you see, breaking up through that midline, getting a nice trend reversal here in gold. Strong push on Wednesday, getting a nice move up here towards this upper extreme. And as you can see, pulling back after running into that upper extreme as resistance today. Nice move here in gold. Turning to silver, huge week in silver, as you can see. Currently up 8% on the week. Massive week in silver. This is one of the biggest weeks we've had in a very long time in silver. Since back here at the beginning of March. As you see, breaking above that midline, breaking above these previous highs back here from June, and working its way up to this previous support level back here from the end of April. Looking here at the daily chart, as you can see, squeezing to the upside starting on Wednesday and yesterday, as you can see, breaking above those previous highs. And then today, slight green day today, but there's still some time left. But really nice move here on silver. Now we can look at some news. starting here with the XRP lawsuit from a tweet from Ripple. I did go over this whole video, so like I said earlier, definitely go check that out. But as you see, XRP is deemed not a security by the judge after the summary judgment ruling came out and the SEC was defeated. We do have a tweet here from Rosie Rios, which was the 43rd Treasurer of the United States. And she is tweeting about the XRP victory. And she said, "Who is on the train now? Incredible work by the entire Ripple team." If you did not know, this is the she is a Ripple board member, and her face is on trillions and trillions of U.S. banknotes. We also had the SEC versus Coinbase lawsuit starting today, which is kind of crazy because the SEC versus SEC versus Ripple lawsuit did end yesterday, and today the judge and everything had the first hearing for the SEC versus Coinbase lawsuit. We also had the CEO of BlackRock, a $9 trillion asset manager, predicting that cryptocurrencies will surpass traditional currencies worldwide because of their increasing global popularity. We had the producer price index inflation coming in at 0.1% in June, which was below the expectations of 0.4%. Core PPI inflation fell to 2.4% in June, which was below the expectation of 2.6%. And this is the first time PPI inflation has come in below 1% since January of 2021. We also had CPI, which is the traditional inflation data set. As you can see, June CPI inflation falling to 3%, below the 3.1% expectation, with core CPI inflation falling to 4.8%, below the 5% expected. This is the first time core CPI has come in below 5% since December of 2021. We also had, this is just a chart here of the CPI categories. As you can see, the top increases in inflation here is in motor vehicle maintenance and repair, rent, and food. And then looking down here at the lowest or the biggest decreasers in inflation, you have fuel, oil, gasoline, and airfare. We have a average price of a dozen grade A large eggs pulling back here to $2.22, which is a 54% decline from the peak in January. We also have olive oil prices surging to an all-time high due to a long drought throughout most of southern Europe. And we had the 7 hottest days on record in terms of global temperature taking place in the past week. As you can see here, July 6th being the hottest day on record. We had Bank of America ordered to pay a $250 million fine for charging illegal fees and opening credit card accounts without consumer consent. And here, as you can see, the NASDAQ did actually announce that a special rebalance for the NASDAQ 100 in order to address the overconcentration in weight that the biggest tech companies have on the index. And this is the first time ever that a special rebalance has been carried out by the overseer of the index. We also had manufacturing construction spending in the U.S. country continues to hit new highs, increasing 76% over the last year. And we have hedge funds flipping to a short U.S. dollar position for the first time since March. Now we can look at the economic calendar coming up for next week. So Tuesday, July 18th, we get core retail sales and retail sales. Wednesday, we get building permits and crude oil inventories. And Thursday, we get initial jobless claims, the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, and existing home sales. Yeah, so pretty exciting week this week. Big news with that XRP lawsuit. But yeah, that'll do it for the video. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll talk to y'all later.